Alright, welcome everybody for the PCDC Motorsports ACC League. Today I'll be your director and commentator, and my name is Senna Stoffmail. We're gonna take a quick look at the track we have here before us today. So today we're at Circuit Zolder. We're in Heus de Zolder in Belgium, which happens to be my hometown. And the track is 4.011 kilometers long, or about 2.492 miles long. The race format for today will be 110 minutes practice. That is coming to a close. The drivers would have had a driver's briefing as well. That is going on right now. Then they'll be heading into a 20-minute qualifying session where every class will have 10 minutes to put their best lap in. So obviously we are racing multi-class. And they'll each have 10 minutes to put their best lap in. And then after that we have a 90-minute enduro race. There will be one mandatory pit stop where you can choose to take fuel or tires, but they are both optional. So we could see some interesting strategies today. Before we go to qualifying, we'll take a quick look at the GT3 standings. So in first at the moment we have Yang Gang after two really good results in the last races. He's really pulled up his points there with 362 points. Behind him we have Chmielewski, who had a bit less luck last race, and then behind them we have Falkenberg with 312 points. And in fourth we have Ford. In fifth we have Petit with 209 points, Rojovic in sixth with 195 points, Friedrich in seventh with 191 points. Then we have Harvey with 179 points as well. In eighth there, De Groot in ninth with 168. Then Hill in 10th, being the first amateur driver. Then Muir in 11th, then Mulder in 12th, then Howard in 13th. In 14th we have Nergesh. Now we have Robles in 15th, then Odegaard in 16th, Montalvo in 17th, Parnell in 18th, De Knecht in 19th, Arensman in 20th, Altana in 21st. Zabo Benze in 22nd, George Pribil in 23rd, Cernuto in 24th, Bierweiler in 25th, and Jurek in 26th. We'll also take a quick look at the GT4 standings. And first we still have Marcus Lawrence, being quite closely followed by Jordan Wansink. There's still a lot to battle for. One bad result of Lawrence can see Wansink shooting up into that first position right away, and then following close behind, but not so close, is Lee Taylor as well, who had the win last time around. So he's really pulling up the order here, and still has 4 more races, including this one, to get up to the lead there. Ryan Daniels, the first Pro-Am, then Kundaxioglu. Then in 6th we have Troquet. Then we have Nels, the first AM GT4 driver. Then we have Hager in 8th, Mawson in 9th, Bulgakov in 10th, Domi Person in 11th. In 12th we have Dijkstra. 13th we have Phillips, Wenlock in 14th, Rowley in 15th, Miguel Fonseca in 16th with 53 points, and Knox Hope in 17th with 49 points. So with that being said, we should be heading to qualifying here soon. Let's take a look. There we go. We just skipped over the session, so it should be staying here. First, our GT3s will go out. So, take a look here if we can tune in. There we go. So we will see our GT3s going out here. Of course, the guy in the Audi that is on the screen right now, Yang Gang, leader of of the standings right now in GT3 and the overall standings. Doing a very good job. We classed him as, well, he classed himself as Pro-Am in the beginning of the season. Obviously, people didn't know yet what they needed to expect from the level of driving. But then we kind of decided pretty early on that Yang Yang should be in the Pro Division, as he's proved time and time again that he is really up there with his pace. And the Mercedes right behind them with a new paint job this week, Sabo Benze, is looking for a good result. Had pole last time around. Unfortunately had a little bit of an error, but he is new to the sim. And obviously still looking to improve, still getting used to the physics and such, so I'm sure we'll see a good result from him as well if he's gotten the time into practice. But let's see if we can get a bit of an onboard lap here with Yang Gang as he goes for his first flying lap on Zolder. Oh yeah, I'm doing a very good job there, navigating the first chicane. Obviously very tricky there, because there is a massive curve there. Ooh, struggles a bit more in the second chicane. Losing some time there, but that first chicane here on Zolder is deadly. There's they're very much raised up and very how would you say it? Very aggressive curves. So you run your car too much over them, you might break the underside or the floor of your car, and it might also spew you out at the end of the at the chicane. So yeah, a bit of a risk and a reward, because the fastest way is to literally just cut across the chicane as much as you can. But yeah, it's not that easy on this track. Quite a technical track actually, Zolder, even though it's so short. So we do see Jabo Benze 128.3 there. So we'll be setting the pole, not the pole, provisional pole, I should say. So again, Benze looking really good on pace. Now we have to see, obviously, if he can do that for 90 minutes long. And I'm getting a better run out there. Let's take another look at some of our drivers that are out there. Good to see here we have Nelson Rowley here in the Lambo. A really underrepresented car in our league, the Lambo, together with like, well, the cars you would expect, like the Nissan. Only maybe one person driving that. Normally we have a couple more Porsches, because obviously the Porsche is known to be is regarded, I think, as being overall the best kind of car, the best balanced for every track, I'd say, in terms of pace. Or maybe I should say the most favorable. But yeah, the drivers are coming around here. They have 5 more minutes to complete their lap, so maybe one more quick adjustment in the pits you can do, and you'll have to get out straight on track. Obviously, we do have a bit of a shorter lap time here. Zolder not that long of a track, so lap times around the 127 mark. I think in the race we'll probably see those lap times being about a second slower, maybe high 28s, maybe even we'll creep into the low 28s when the track gets nice and rubbered in. But yeah, for now, Benze with a nice lead at the front there, half a second. So look here as well at Daniel Jelinek. with a green, gray, and orange Porsche. Making his way through the first chicane there. Coming up to the second one. If he can manage his way through that. Looking at a very big improvement here, Daniel Jelinek, so looking really good. Meanwhile, we've also seen Arnsman in the Aston in third, 9/10 behind our leader, almost a second. Falkenberg in fourth, so he can be pleased with that already, I think. But I think he does want to improve that a little bit more, just to be a bit safer there. But starting on the second row won't be bad for Falkenberg, because so far during the season he's kind of been qualifying in between 5th and 10th, I want to say, somewhere around there, and then he's made his way up during the race on race pace. He really starts shining as Jelinek puts in a really good lap there, only 1.4 seconds off the leader, puts him into 4th position. But yeah, Falkenberg, not the best qualifier, but makes it all up in the race with race pace. So if he can maybe get a 5th position or lower here, that might set him up really well for the race. Is anyone else improving? So far, drivers still have 2 seconds. Here, I think John Ford here. I don't think he was sure that he could make the race today, but still trying to put a decent lap in here. Probably didn't have so much time to practice this time around, John. I think said work was quite busy, as obviously with the circumstances right now in the world, a lot of people are without a job, or at least maybe looking for a job, or in some cases people have too much work, because obviously there's some savings that need to be done in some companies, and a lot of workload on other people. But John Ford here, only gonna improve by a 10th, so that won't see him moving up from 7th position there. One person that is improving quite a lot here is Alarobos, as he's coming up to the hairpin here. See what he can do in the Audi. Looking quite good so far. Runs a little bit wide there. The hairpin loses a lot of time, actually. About half a second there lost for Alarobos, but still half a second up from his best time, so that actually might move him up into around that 6th, 7th position. As he comes around the corner here, gets a good exit. See where he ends up. 4th for Alarobos, 1.3 seconds behind our leader. So far, no one really challenging Sabo Bense, so yeah, Sabo put a really good lap in, and no one matching it so far, as GT3 drivers have about 50 seconds remaining to get their fastest lap in. Another person that has not been able to attend a lot of the races, Martin de Knecht here in the Nissan GTR, really representing the Nissan with his Attack of the Titans livery, if I'm not mistaken. We have Falkenberg in the background there as well. And the Knecht here, looking at a 1/10 improvement so far. Let's see if he gets a decent exit. Might have, yeah, he lost that 1/10 there, the last corner. But Falkenberg here, looking at a really decent improvement. That's going to put him up into 4th. Yeah, there we go. So gets that lap in at the death. And obviously now we'll see the GT4s coming out. Unfortunately, not a big attendance today. I'm not quite sure what happened, but usually we do get about 30 odd drivers, but a bit less today. Especially the GT4 field is really thinned out, so only 6 cars on the GT4 field today. But yeah, so Sabo Bensei actually... Oh, I didn't even see the improvement from Bensei. Putting his car up in a 1.27.5 on pole position for Bensei there, with 9/10 over Yangang. So Bensei, I mean, if he can keep up this, if he can put this pace in during the race, then he's gonna have a field day. But obviously we'll see about that. Let's take a look here at the winner of last week, Lee Taylor, as he's getting out of the pits. Lee Taylor actually, last time around, very dominant performance. Seems like him and the car gelled really well with Bathurst, and allowed him to take the win in a quite a dominating fashion. Yeah, he led for most of the race. Then the pit stop came, and for some reason he he gave an explanation for this, but he lost a lot of time in the pit stop. But then even then, with I think being 6 seconds behind the leader at that point, he still made up that time and won by a bit of a margin as well at the end. So we'll see here if he can get that same experience on Zolder with the AMG. But so far looking really tidy here, Lee Taylor. Gonna be interesting to see for me as well, Jordan Wansink, the KTM, gonna manage a good time here. Obviously it's still, I wonder how the KTM manages the curbs and such, because obviously you do want to take a lot of curb. I think the KTM is not the best at that, especially in the first chicane. You want to take a lot of the curb to be fast. But, you know, there's a lot of tight and twisty stuff here in the track, especially in this midsection. But there's also a lot of just straight line speed here, so not quite sure how the KTM will perform here, as Ryan Mawson there puts in the first lap, 137.1, and Jordan Wansink doing a 10th better, 137.05. And then we have Marcus Lawrence putting in a 136.6 to set the provisional pole time. As Lee Taylor comes across here, we'll see what he has managed to put in, as Benny Bulgakov sets a 138.4. Lee Taylor doing a bit worse than Marcus Lawrence with a 137.0. So about 4/10 behind our leader. But I'm sure we'll see those times improve still. Very close there with Jordan Wansink, Taylor, and Mawson, so see if any of them can improve. See if we can get a little bit of on board here with the KTM. KTM has to make up a lot of its time on the corners. Obviously, I think the slowest car overall, the KTM. Slowest on acceleration, slowest on top speed. So really has to make all that time up in the corners. Carrying a lot of speed, you need to be really aggressive. Just throw the car into the corner. Try to get the most out of it that way, but inherently the track fits... or not the track, I should say the car fits just fits better to some tracks, I would say. Not the best car for every track. Looking tidy so far, Jordan One-Sink, as Marcus Lawrence is also looking at an improvement. Jordan One-Sink about 1/10 up. Same for Marcus Lawrence. And so we'll see here. Actually, Marcus Lawrence at this rate, he's gonna extend his lead by quite a bit here for the provisional pole. One-Sink losing pretty much all of his time in the last sector there, as Lawrence comes out of the last corner here. 3/10 up, so that's going to be a big improvement for him there. Yeah, so again, Lawrence putting about 6/10 in between him and One-Sink. We got 3 minutes to go. Our drivers will get 2 more laps in, I believe. Yeah, they're doing 136s, so gonna be 1 more lap here for most of our drivers. Here as well. Oh, Benny not having the best time in the Maserati, it seems like. We know Benny to usually be one of our faster guys, but yeah, Maserati again. It just deserves praise to be driven by someone. To be honest, anyone just attempting the Maserati gets my credit. I've tested it, and when the pack came out, and it's not that bad on tracks where you don't have a lot of start and stop, but anything with hard braking zones, you're gonna be struggling. Oh yeah, handle rain, terrible in rain. Here as well, Ryan Daniels looking to improve here. Not quite managing to put in the best time here today. 1.3 seconds off our leader as he loses it in the second chicane there. Unfortunately, that won't be an improvement. Anyone crossing the line now will be on their last lap. Yeah, Ryan Daniels not quite improving. Interesting to see here, though. Gonna be Jordan One-Sink, who is looking to put in his best lap here at the death of the qualifying session. About 3/10 up at the moment, which will put him a bit closer in contention with Lawrence. And who knows, in the race, all you need is a little bit of pressure to maybe sway the favor in your hand, and or to sway the favor to your side. Let's see what he can do here. Really, yeah, Jordan One-Sink really losing out in that last sector there. Was about 3 to 4/10 up, but then in the last sector he just loses it all, so. See here as he is on his last lap. Ryan Mawson actually improving also in the Porsche there, also known as Hemi Husky. I think he's gonna call it. He's had a good run, I think, and just electing to go to the pits, so about 5/10 behind our leader, Marcus Lawrence. Then we switch our focus here to Lee Taylor, who could be going on for a run into second place here in the GT4s if he keeps this up. Mawson and Benny Bulgakov already in the pits. Lee Taylor here looking to round off his lap here. Really nice and tidy. Gets a good exit there. And he's gonna go up into second place for sure. There we go. So Lee Taylor puts him into second place in the GT4 field. And we'll take a small break here. And then we'll come back with the full grid rundown and the 90-minute race for you guys. So we will see you in about 5. Alright, welcome back everybody for the PCDC ACC Multi-Class League. So, I'm again Senna Stuffmail, and I'm gonna run you through the grid we have for you today. So, qualifying in first here today, Sabo Bense. Really good job again, got pole last time around, but a bit unlucky there on one of his opening laps and spun out. Then in second place we have Jan Gang in the Audi, who I'm sure will be challenging Bente throughout the race if possible. Then in third we have Arnsman in the GT3 class. And we have Samuel Falkenberg in the very nicely painted Porsche. And in fifth we have Ala Robles, Audi. Then we have a newcomer Daniel Jelinek in the Porsche. And seventh we have Kevin Friedrich, John Ford in 8th, and Fabian Uckert as well in the Porsche, which I believe would also be a new entry in the league, if I'm not mistaken. In 10th we have Rowley in the Lambo, then Martijn de Knecht in the Nissan in 11th, RB in 12th, Douglas de Groot in 13th, Olaf Mulder in 14th, Peter Parnell as well in 15th, Bentley. You have Daryl Hill in 16th to round off the GT3 field. Then our first and I should say pole position for the GT4 field is Marcus Lawrence. Right behind him is Lee Taylor. Then we have Ryan Mawson, Jordan Wansink in 4th place, and Daniels in 5th place, Benny Bulgakov in the Maserati in 6th place. Unfortunately, a very tiny GT4 grid today, but yeah, good for these guys to show up at least, attend the race. So as we're coming here into the last chicane, we are gonna see Sabo Bense next to Jan Gang here, lining up, bunching up to get the start. Going up to the green lights here. And see again when the green lights are gonna go. Any second now. And we're off for round 5 of the PCDC ACC Multi-Class League as Sabo Bense goes into the first corner all clean with Jan Gang behind him. All fine at the front here. No serious incidents at the moment. Sabo Bense with a good start there. But again, Jan Gang right behind them there, looking to challenge. As they go up into the first chicane there. Bit of trouble there in the back. Oh, take a look there. Let's see anything. Yeah, so again, there's some GT4s mixed up with the GT3, so bit of a short run here towards T1 in Zolder. And I think the GT3s might have been a bit slow here for the GT4s. So yeah, interesting to see here. But honestly, in the GT4s, it looks like Jordan Wansink got a really good start. Now in the lead has John Ford next to him. Gonna be tricky here as these GT3s are all making their way past. But so far so good for Jordan Wansink. Want to see if Marcus Lawrence there has gotten any damage. Doesn't seem like it. So I don't know what really caused the order to be jumbled up like it is, but yeah, all these GT3s being mixed up makes it a bit of a mess. But now we see here Sabo Bense looking quite comfortable here, running good pace. Gang behind him. And then we have Falkenberg in 3rd actually, so a really good start from Falkenberg again. Like I said, during the race he usually makes up for his qualifying performance. and does a really good job at that. And I mean, like we always say, qualifying is not as important as making it through the race. Better to start a couple positions back and make it up during the race than qualifying first and drop all the way back. But yeah, Sabo Bensei looking really comfortable and actually pulling a sizable gap already from Yan Gang. Yeah, so far so good for Bensei here. We'll see here as GT3s are still coming through our GT4 field. But so far so good for Jordan Wansink. Trying to take some of the GT4s, but it does seem like Marcus Lawrence is just getting quite a good run there out of the last corner, and now the KTM, here's where the KTM really struggled on the start-finish straight. Doesn't have the power at all to contest with the Camaro, but you know, gets a really good run on the outside of the corner there. Manages to fend off Marcus Lawrence there, but we also see Ryan Mawson close behind there as he makes a little bit of a mistake, runs a tiny bit wide. But Marcus Lawrence again is gonna try and show his nose there to Jordan Wansink, really putting that pressure on. But yeah, the KTM just doesn't have the legs here as Jordan Wansink goes defensive there. But yeah, really struggling here, Jordan. They'll go side by side into the fifth chicane. Ooh, can Jordan Wansink keep it around the inside? No, he can't. He's got a quite good run out of there, but I mean, I hate to say it, but the KTM just doesn't have the legs, I think. Just doesn't have the legs to put up any fight out of the corner exits, and with that comes that the Camaro is really good for brakes, and now actually Jordan Wansink losing out for another position as you just see the KTM struggling on the straights. Yeah, quite unbelievable to see how much this car struggles. Another look here at the front as we do see Yan Gang here getting up quite close to Bensei, so a little bit of a mistake from Bensei. Yan Gang getting up to speed, obviously. We know once he gets up to speed, capable of putting some very good laps in, so definitely looking like it's going to be a good battle here between these two. So far so good. Olav Mulder here. Under attack from Uckert, I think. We do have Nelson. Ooh, Uckert there. Slowing down a lot. Let's Nelson Rowley come through. These guys really putting on the pressure to Olav Mulder there. Oh, and Rowley. Oh, man. Turns around Uckert there. And, who did he turn around there? Olav Mulder, I think. Yeah, not the best showing there. Should have probably waited a bit for the other driver. Oh, sorry, that's my Steam. I was just looking to see if I can disable little pop-ups there, but nevertheless, I'll do that in a little bit. But yeah, Rowley getting a clear advantage there from the head, so not the best thing to have there. Really disturbed that battle. So actually, yeah, it does seem now that Jordan Wansink is really dropping back there off of the leaders, and now Lee Taylor is actually catching up as well. One sync really not having the best time here. See here, last time around, Lee Taylor, our winner of the race. Obviously, I think we saw at Bathurst that the Mercedes really has the straight line speed there. Obviously, with BOP and such coming into play, you don't know how that will turn out on Zolder. We kind of need to monitor it during the race, but I don't know if it has the same straight line advantage here. But I mean, any car has an advantage over the KTM on the straight line, so I'm sure it won't be long until we see Lee Taylor here making a move for third. Because he's gonna show his nose in there. Ooh. Very close together, these guys. One sync can't hold it around the outside though. Taylor going slightly deep there, but and one sync just trying his best to defend here, but at this point it almost seems inevitable that he's gonna drop back. Only a matter of time, and obviously for Taylor, he really wants to get past, as we do see a change for the lead there. I think Sabo Bense made a little bit of a mistake there because he's 4 seconds behind the leader of Jan Gang now. So Bense again making a mistake there off of pole position, which is a shame. Yeah, just really good at putting that 1 lap pace in Sabo Bense. Not quite has that racing consistency yet, but again, like we said, he's new to the sim, so I'm sure that'll come over time. He's just getting used to it. But again, still an hour and 20 minutes left, so a lot of time for Bense to make up for his mistakes. And we do see now a big gainer here. Peter Parnell started in 15th, I want to say, and now has made his way up to 8th. He feel he'll be able to hold on to that one. Comes around the first turn here in the Bentley. I think he's the only one rocking the Bentley in the league, so someone has to do it, right? And as we do actually see Parnell moving up into 6th now, as we just had 2 disconnections there in the GT3 field. I don't quite know what happened. Seems like, yeah, Falkenberg seems to have lost connection. Someone else must have lost connection as well, so that's a shame to see. Interesting. Let's see if I can get an update somewhere here. No, it's that's interesting. Okay. So Marcus Lawrence here, again doing a good job, but does have Mawson here, Ryan Mawson, right behind him there in the Porsche, and Mawson really reeling in now, I think, Marcus Lawrence. Really gonna challenge Marcus Lawrence here today, I think. You see Kevin Friedrich coming in for a pit stop here. See if he gets on the other camera here, see if he has any damage maybe. Also just be part of the strategy. He does have a lot of scratches there on the front, so might have had a little bit of an incident. Oh yeah, the trunk is also, or the hood I should say, not the trunk, but you can see the hood came unlodged there, so must have had a bit of a collision there. So he's gonna come in for an early pit stop. Hopefully he can make it up in the second half of the race. You now have Fabian Uckert here. There's Daniel Jelinek right behind him. You go into the first chicane there. So Jellyneck really on the back here of Uckert. If you can get a good run here. Oh, surely this is gonna be, if anywhere he makes the move, it's gonna be here. He's gonna choose to go to the inside. He had the head up into turn 1 here. If he can pull off that move, he is gonna pull it off. As Uckert just slots in behind. Seems like Uckert is not too keen to fight, which is obviously completely fine. He probably prefers getting through the race in one piece over over fighting at every opportunity he gets. So we'll see a bit later on. Maybe you can put a bit of a fight up a bit later on. The field has already spread out a little bit here. I do want to take a look at Douglas de Groot, who has Andrew Harvey behind him. About 8 tenths behind. Douglas being in the Ferrari. Chasing down Peter Parnell here. Does seem like Douglas maybe have a little bit of pace over Peter Parnell here. But obviously, having a bit more pace doesn't mean you're going to overtake someone. So, see how Peter Parnell deals with him in a couple of laps here. So again, Benny and the Maserati, I think, always deserve some screen time. And getting past there by Sabo Bense. Sabo getting a bit of good fortune here with the traffic as he can overtake these 2 cars on the straight. But yeah, Benny doing the best he can, I think, regarding the car choice, or taking in mind the car choice, I should say. But yeah, I'm sure he won't return to the Maserati anytime soon after this season. Even though the car sounds awesome, the performance is somewhat lackluster, I'd say. So, in here, no real fights going on. What do you think here? Moss in there dropped back quite a bit from Marcus Lawrence, so could have actually, maybe he made a mistake, maybe he got hindered by some traffic. Hard to tell, obviously. I can't see that anywhere, but yeah. Could be interesting to see here, because Awesome was putting up a really decent pace there before, obviously he was hindered somewhere, I think. I'm sure we'll see him challenging Lawrence later on. Lawrence at the moment still comfortably in the lead. So, like predicted, now de Groot is going to be under attack here by Harvey fairly soon. Been losing a bit of time here over the past couple of laps. And Harvey now right on the back of de Groot there. He'll surely be looking to make a move here soon. Oh, Ducrot there with a big mistake there going off. Manages to keep the car together, but that is going to cost him 2 positions there, and that's how fast it can go. A single mistake costing you 2 positions. Ducrot will definitely be looking to make that up, but obviously will have gotten some dirt on his tires as well, and that's not going to help him out for the foreseeable future. Oh, as he makes another mistake there, just getting that his inside wheels there on the grass as he cuts the first turn a bit too tight there. But yeah, shame for Douglas, but seems to be dropping back now quite a bit. We can still take a look here. Jan Gang still in the lead, but does have Sabo Benze here chasing him down. Sabo obviously made a mistake early on, but looking quite keen to make up that mistake again. And he's now within 2.6 seconds here. Was down to about 4.5 seconds at one point, but obviously we see here he is definitely starting to make up that time. But obviously we'll see what he can do once he gets within that second and a half range of Jan Gang. That's where the dirty air will really start coming into effect. That's where it gets the hardest for most of our drivers. Again, take a look here at Peter Parnell. Oh. And here, take a look at Peter Parnell. Doing a really good job here. Into 7th position, so good performance from him. Still about 1 hour and 10 minutes left. So Parnell now coming up here to Benny. The lap. Fairly good job here. Not hindering each other too much. That's how we want to see it, obviously. But yeah, some of the fights have really petered out a little bit. I do see Marcus Lawrence still in the lead here of the GT4 class, with Mawson about 3.3 seconds behind. Sure, this will be a battle to watch in the future, as we see Mawson there in the background, trying to claw his way back up to Marcus Lawrence there. One that is closing up is Andrew Harvey here onto the back of Peter Parnell. Peter goes up on the inside of Lee Taylor there. Andrew Harvey surely is going to get him on the straight here. Yeah, Harvey, past couple of laps, putting in similar laps to Peter Parnell, but maybe having a bit more luck navigating the traffic. I'm sure he's put in a couple of faster laps here than Parnell because he has been steadily closing up to him. And now the question will be if Parnell can hold on. Parnell gets a bit of a bad run there out of turn 2. And, Harvey keeping it really clean as he'll now have a really good run, I think. Up to Peter Parnell. Peter Parnell is electing the outside for this corner. See how they fare here. Harvey, really aggressive, actually cuts the corner there a little bit. And is gonna have to concede the position again to Peter Parnell. So, yeah. That first chicane coming into there, side by side, is never ideal. Then it's really just about throwing your car in there and hoping you'll survive if you want to pull off a move there. Zolder just inherently quite a tricky track to overtake. I believe. I'm sure Harvey will try to get another opportunity here fairly soon. And the one to watch here, I think, is Sabo Bense, as he's catching up to Yang Gang again. Really see him here throwing his car over those curves. And only about 1.5 seconds behind Gang here, as last lap of Bense was 29.4 and the last lap of Gang was a 1:30.8. So I assume that's also going to have traffic come into play, but yeah, 1.4 second difference there between the times. Yeah, Bense just maybe has gotten into a bit more of a groove and now fully hunting down Yan Gang again. Oh, we do see now that Douglas de Groot has gotten a drive-through penalty, so that's really gonna hurt his race. That'll surely add on about half a minute to his total time here. Can serve that within the next 3 laps, I believe. I think you get 3 laps to serve the penalties. Yeah, Bense doing a really good job there. So we do have, I think that's Friedrich, moving out of the way of other drivers here. But yeah, Bense still within that 1.5 seconds behind Yan Gang here. You now have Peter Parnell, who's again under fire from Andrew Harvey. They're going into the second chicane. They're also coming into a bit of traffic here. It's going to be tricky here for Harvey to do anything. We have the leader there, Marcus Lawrence, leader of the GT4 class. Let's see if Peter Parnell firstly can make his way past Lawrence here, which he is going to do quite comfortably, but then Harvey is probably going to have to wait a bit here. Ooh, that's a deep lunge here from Harvey. And yeah, that wasn't quite the best move you could make there. But, I'm sure Harvey will have another chance fairly soon. Let's see here how our GT4s are doing. It does seem that Jordan OneSync has also gone in for a pit stop. So an early pit stop for Jordan here. I don't know if he had any damage, but now back on the track, completely in last position now, but already has his pit stop done, so. And now also seems to have quite a bit of clear air, so that's gonna be good for him. You see now, Bensei, Sabo Bensei here, coming within that second of Yangang, so this is where it starts to get tricky. Like I mentioned before, this is where you really start feeling that dirty air pushing you around through every corner. But I mean, looking at the pace, Bensei, solid 3, 4, 5 tenths faster every lap. Really see him trying a move here soon enough. Bensei getting a really good run there through the first chicane. Puts him about 8 tenths behind Gang there, but you can see it really does start to get harder here once get within that 1 second. He's about 8 tenths behind now. Sabo Bensei surely is gonna make a move here within the next couple of laps. As Yangang is just trying to hold on to first place here. But Bensei hunting down his prey. Well, we do see now Bensei really closing up here on Yangang. If they can both get past the Maserati here, I think they will just about manage that. They will, as Bulgakov has to make a bit of room there, but not too much harm done. But Bensei does get a poor run out of there. Just to go into that last chicane there, but yeah, Bensei really looking hungry today. And I'm sure he's trying really hard to make up that mistake from the start of the race there. Oh man, that is big accident there. Sabo Bensei running into, I'm not quite sure what happened, I don't want to say anything, but Sabo Bensei there running into the back of Ryan Daniels, I believe. Let's see if we can get a replay. The screen will hang for a second here, I apologize for that, but unfortunately there's nothing I can do about that. It's just something that happens with the replays, but I'm really keen to see what exactly happened here. Come through the fast right-hander. Yeah, Sabo just cutting it way too close there with Ryan. And gives him a small tap there, causing Daniels to correct his car. And as a result of that, Daniels smashing into the side of Bensei, which, I mean, Bensei just seems like a racing incident, but obviously Bensei should have tried to give Daniels maybe a bit more room on the exit there. So a bit of a misjudgment there as they'll come into the pits. He's gonna have to take some repairs, and on top of that, I am sure he'll just take the rest of his pit stop as well. So he'll add some fuel on. I imagine he might not take any tires, but yeah, that is pretty much race over, I think, for Sabo. Unfortunately, again, pole position today, but just has to work out those little mistakes, I think. Now, actually, Harvey has made his way past Peter Parnell, and Peter Parnell actually now also under fire from Olaf Mulder behind him. So we'll see here if Olaf can make anything happen. Olaf does seem to have quite a bit of pace over Parnell. 7/10 faster last lap. We also do have to always look at GT4 traffic regarding that, so might not be that much of a difference, but Olaf runs a bit wide there, and that'll make him lose a bit of time there. You see now here at the front of GT4 field, Marcus Lawrence with a pretty comfortable 6.4 second lead here. Really comfortable in his Camaro, just rocking at the front. In the background there, you see Mawson in second place, who has Jan Gang behind him there. Jan Gang again. It's gonna look really comfortable now. Has a about a 9 to 10 second gap over second place now, and yeah, does have the pace to keep opening up that gap even more. So as long as Gang doesn't make any considerable mistakes here, he should be good here. Obviously, we do have a long way to go, so see how that comes into play. So you do see now Bense coming out here after his pit stop in clean air at least, so he'll have a good time here as you see him trying to get his tires up to temperature, trying to get the pressure to build in that tire. Yeah, he's gonna have a big recovery race to go, and let's hope he can pull that off. Let's see here, as we do have Martin de Knecht here in 5th behind Ala Robles, so Martin in the Nissan doing really well to catch up here. As Robles there makes a mistake, surely this looks gonna allow MDK here to make a move here soon. Let's take a look at the last lap. 132.8 there for Ala Robles, and a 1.30 as Robles again just running a bit wide there. This is surely gonna allow MDK. He's gonna run side by side here going into that chicane, but Robles has to give up the turn there. Think about that. Martin de Knecht there makes a good overtake, but Robles does seem to picked up a bit of damage here. If we look at this camera, you can almost see, not quite now, but there you see it, that hood is completely dislodged on that Audi there, and really struggling, it seems, through a lot of these corners, Robles. So Martin de Knecht up into 4th position, which will, I assume, will be his best position so far. I'm assuming Ford's up there in 3rd as well. He's kind of gone under the radar. John Ford in 3rd position, as I don't think he's been particularly fighting with anyone, just kind of running his own race, but does seem to have made his way up into 3rd, so I think that's going to be a really good result for Ford if he can hold on to that one. You see now Mulder coming into the pits as well. I think, who was that? I think Martin de Knecht also electing to go for his pit stop, so interesting to see here. He got past Robles and now coming into the pits. Seems to have also picked up a little bit of damage on the front of the Nissan there, but I think that will hurt him too much, I think. As he's gonna come into his box here. Also, I haven't really talked about Thomas Arnsman, up in the second position here. 11 seconds behind our leader, and also a bit in no man's land, making his way around the track. You here still have a battle going on between Daniel Jelinek against Uckert, I think. Oh yeah, Fabian Uckert there. It's right behind him, both in the Porsche. And they are right on the back of Peter Parnell there. But I assume they are one lap behind Peter Parnell because Peter Parnell still has to pit. So yeah, not ideal for these guys, already pitted and stuck in a bit of traffic here in the form of Peter Parnell, so Parnell doing a good job here as we will most likely see him coming into the pit anytime soon here as well. I think we did see, I think Uckert that was losing it into the last chicane there, completely outbraking himself and having to take to the grass, has now dropped back quite a bit. Peter Parnell still doing a good job keeping Jelinek behind, I think. But Jelinek looking quite confident, and I'm sure he'll be trying to overtake soon. They run into the first chicane. Peter Parnell behind Arnsman there? Yeah, I think it is. Is that Arnsman? Arnsman that much in front? Oh, I'm a bit confused. Wait, that's not Arnsman. That is. Who's that? That must be a teammate of Arnsman. Where is another Aston Martin here? Mulder or Hill, maybe? Oh, Daryl Hill. Okay. Oh, running the same paint job as his teammate Arnsman there, so really he's gonna have to give up the corners here soon because getting blue flagged all the way around here. So Peter Parnell here coming in for a stop now. This will allow Jelinek and Hooker through there, but they'll still have to make up a complete lap, of course, compared to Peter Parnell. So we'll see where he filters out. Martijn de Knecht here is in 7th position. Actually in a net, what was it? 4th position, I want to say. As the other drivers are still coming in for their pit. And the interesting thing will obviously be seeing how long people spend in their pit. Parnell is now also in the pit stop. I don't know if he's electing to change his tires and such. But yeah, likes of Martijn de Knecht and such will be coming through. As we do see on the left there, Marcus Lawrence coming into the pit. So the leader of the GT4 also electing to come into the pit. I know Lawrence likes to just usually cut the race in half, so that's what he's doing as well. Here today at Zolder. We do have Martijn de Knecht now under fire from Sabo Benze. And Peter Parnell with a stop and go there, 30 seconds. So coming out in a, I don't know what position he's come out in, but yeah, that must be for speeding out of the pit, in or out of the pit, one of either. And yeah, MDK net still under fire from Sabo Benze. Sabo looking to try and make up his positions here. Obviously tricky business here, as he's gonna try and maneuver through some slower drivers. A lot of the drivers already elected to do their first pits here, but Harvey comes in now in 5th position as well, and then 1st to 4th position in GT3s have yet to pit. Yang Gang looks still looks pretty comfortable, just running in the lead there and not pitting for now. But yeah, Peter Parnell there with that stop and go. That's not gonna do him any good, because that will lose him probably a solid minute there. He has to run through the pit lane, then also do the stop and go. So yeah, not ideal. Now, MDK actually coming back at Sabo. Sabo has to take to the outside there. He's gonna try a cutback. As they come past Lee Taylor there. After the pits filter out, we do actually see Jordan Wansink there filtering out in 2nd again. That being said, Ryan Mawson still has to pit, and he's in the in 1st place now, so we will see how that goes. Peter Parnell is also coming to the pit now, and Sabo. Oh. Don't quite know what happened there, but again, Benze not having the best of luck here as he gets turned around. We can get a bit of replay again. Sorry that the screen hangs a little bit there. That's just the nature of using the replay system. Let's see what happened here. Look on the helicam. So Sabo here going into that first chicane. Positions his car on the inside. Does do a good job. Bit slow there by hopping over that curb, but still, he was fully in front of Martijn de Knecht there. So, not sure to say about what I not sure how I should feel about that one. But I think in those cases, most of the time, the driver behind is supposed to kind of prevent that collision from happening. We do see Robles there. I think Ala Robles coming out of the pits in the Audi, if I'm not mistaken. So Ryan Mawson's still the only GT4 to not have pitted yet, but so far doing a pretty good job as at taking his car around the track. Has been struggling here in the last lap though, 138. So I wonder that has happened. But yeah, Mawson was looking really strong there at the start of the race. Actually catching up to Lawrence, I believe, but then just ever so slightly started dropping off there. And I imagine we'll see him coming in soon. I'm not quite sure what the pit strategy is on these GT4s. I don't know if you're supposed to take tires or if you can actually last a full race with a single set of tires and not lose too much time. Something I'm not quite up to speed with. But Bentzi again, just trying to cut his way through the field here, but not having any luck today. The initial incident, which we believe was kind of his doing, then the second incident just unlucky, I think. Gonna try and come past Mulder here for 6th position. Still obviously has 40 minutes to make up that lost time, and Szabo really can put that pace in, so I'm sure we'll see him crawling his way back up to the front, and he's not giving up, so that's always good to see as well. So only 4 drivers that have to make their pit stop still, with 40 minutes remaining. An hour and 20 minutes into this race now. Szabo there, it's going to take the inside for turn 1. So again, Marcus Lawrence running in a pretty comfortable lead here. I think he's nearly... oh man. He's nearly a... let's see here how far he's in front. Actually almost half a minute in front of Wansink there. So yeah, Wansink really struggling in the KTM here. And Mawson still has to take that pit stop. 57 minutes remaining. Obviously, I don't know what the strategy is going to be here for Mawson, but I mean, we could see him running for a long time for all I know. I don't know quite how the fuel efficiency is on that Porsche, but maybe this is part of his strategy. We do see now here Jan Gang, the leader of the race, coming into the pit, so it'll be interesting to see whereabouts he comes out. Yeah, he'll be going in for his pit stop. Anything else going on the track? So let's look here at Jordan One-Sink. Putting in a good effort, but just sticking with the KTM for now. I'm interested to see if he'll stick with it for the next season as well, because I've seen that car just like struggles around anything that's not very tight and twisty, which is unfortunate to see. Obviously, I wish. You think KTM is personally one of my favorites, and I wish we could see it do a bit better, but maybe there is just something, even though there's not much to do setup wise, maybe there is something to unlock in the setup as well that we haven't quite found out about yet. But yeah, we'll see how that progresses and how his feeling is about the KTM towards the end of the season. I think here Jan Gang actually filtering out, I believe, 40 or so seconds in front of Martha and the Connect. So yeah. And the Connect isn't going to challenge him anytime soon. The interesting thing will be to see where Arnsman and Ford filter out. I think Arnsman might be a bit closer there. Daniel Jellyneck there, just a bit too eager, I think, to get past One-Sink there. But in the end, they both managed fairly well, as One-Sink does have Taylor now. Close to him, Jellyneck making a bit of a mistake there. Right on board here with Lee Taylor as he's closing up to the KTM of One-Sink there. But again, we'll take a good look here on the straights to see how much time that that Mercedes is making up towards the KTM. So oh, big mistake there from One-Sink. He exited the corner. He does recover the car, but man, oh man, that was a big moment. He could have ended up in the wall there. So I just ran a tiny bit wide there on the hairpin and just dipped his rear left there in the grass, and that just made him almost uncontrollably spin in the into the barrier there. But good job of One-Sink keeping it out of the wall there. But that does mean he loses that position to Taylor, so possibly loses him the podium position there. But again, still 30 minutes left. A lot can happen. We'll see how that goes. We now still have Arnsman and Ford still running at the front there, not electing not to pit yet. We do here, actually, we do have Jan Gang here putting in the pace and actually has already pitted and is now onto the back of John Ford. So that means John Ford is going to drop back considerably from Jan Gang here. And Gang just showing his nose there, trying to get past John as fast as possible, obviously, because Jan just considerably faster, of course. If you take a look at the last laps, for instance, Jan Gang with a 1 minute 30.9. A bit sloppy there on the overtake, but gets it done anyway. A bit too far on the inside, I think, there from Jan Gang. But in the end, he does get it done, so that's good for Jan. They're not losing too much time, at least. And now the interesting thing will be to see where Arnsman filters out when he pits eventually. But obviously, Ford has already been overtaking, even though he hasn't had a pit yet, as we do see Marcus Lawrence there as well on the straight. And interesting to see as well, Ryan Mawson still hasn't pitted in the lead of the GT4 class at the moment. He'll filter out somewhere around second place, I think. But Lee Taylor has been really upping his pace. So that might be an interesting fight between those two. Someone else hasn't had a best day today, but Sabo Bense is again back into P5. And slowly making his way up again to Martin de Knecht, which he had an incident going into that first chicane. The Knecht just slightly touching the rear there of Bense and causing him to spin out. But Bense happy to continue on, and I'm sure he'll be charging again towards the Knecht here and trying to make up that lost time. See now, Arnsman has come out of the pit in second place. Where he is, this is coming up to the last chicane, I think. The finishing line, right? Oh no, this is the first chicane. And then relative to that, Jan Gang is up to the second chicane there, so not too big of a difference between these guys. Only 5.6 seconds there, so Arnsman, he seems to have made up quite a bit of time there in the pit stop. And let's see if he can put up the pace there to challenge Jan. So that could be one to watch as well. Two drivers here haven't elected to pit yet, being Daryl Hill and Ryan Mawson. So yeah, it will be interesting to see there. I do see Ryan is about a minute, I think a minute or so ahead of Marcus Lawrence. So not even that, about 47 seconds. So I don't think you can get a pit stop done in that time. Unless you take no fuel, but even then, moving you up onto the jacks, it's going to be 30 seconds, about 30 seconds in the pit lane, I assume, and it's going to be another 10, maybe 5 to 10 seconds if you have to go into your box and not take any service. But we'll see how he filters out, but still not electing the pit so far, so how that works out for him. That being said, Jan Gang's still in a very comfortable lead here. Still about 6 seconds to Arnsman, and as we're in the last half of our race here, let's take a lap on board with the leader here, being Jan Gang. Oh, that was a lap there with Jan Gang as he puts in a 29.5. Just looking very comfortable here as he is coming up to the back of Peter Parnell here. Gonna lap him, and Parnell there doing a good job just getting out of the way. No point hindering the leader. Doesn't seem like Parnell is especially close to anyone, so good on his part. Something else that is gonna happen soon here is Sabo Benze again catching up to Martijn de Knecht. Second time will be hopefully a better time for him as he goes past Ryan Mawson, who still has to pit. Ryan just sticking it out there. I mean, props if he can get his car the end of the race here with just not even doing a splash or anything. He's already holding it out longer than an hour here. Again, I don't really know what the fuel consumption is on the GT4s. I mean, going off of logic, they should be a bit more fuel efficient than the GT3s, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Mawson does there. I've been say about a second faster a lap as he's catching up there. But unfortunately, they're one of his victims, Ryan Daniels, there from the start of the race. Not having the best time either, running about 16 seconds behind OneSync, and we see now they're OneSync three or so seconds behind Lee Taylor, the GT4 class. But yeah, I'll keep an eye here on Benze as he's catching up to Martijn de Knecht. If there's anything else going on at the moment. Doesn't seem like it. So Ryan here, still doing a good job keeping his car out here. If he, oh, he's actually gonna come into the pit now, so might be interesting. Oh, has he almost? Does he have a puncture or something? That was very. Oh, he does have a puncture. So Ryan Mawson, running too long on his tires there, actually gets a puncture. I think that is the rear right side there Oh no, that's terrible for Mawson, so definitely running a bit too long on those tires as he comes into the pit here. I was gonna say he was looking really strange on the entry of the pit there, and just very strange overall as he was like kind of how should I say, he's kind of running across the track there and moving a bit erratic, and especially coming into the pits, and then all of a sudden I realized that he has a puncture, so he'll be getting off of those tires, I assume. So yeah, pushing a bit too hard there, maybe hit a curb somewhere quite hard, or that caused the puncture to be there. Could have just like worn out his tires as well. That's a very real possibility here. That does mean he's gonna come out quite far, I think. And like some here, how far he drops back. He's gonna be, yeah, that has actually made him lose pretty much all of his position. So that's gonna mean Mawson is gonna be up into 5th, I think. I wanna say, no, 4th probably. But, yeah, we do see in the background there, you see MDK with Sabo Bense again, coming up fast. Oh, MDK with a big mistake there. That's just gonna allow Sabo Bense to actually come through. So that'll mean Sabo Bense is gonna go up into 4th position. What a shame, I would have liked to see a little bit of a tussle between those two. But obviously Ryan Mawson there on new tires. Very grippy there, as he'll be running on really low fuel in his GT4, and has just bolted on those fresh tires there. So that's gonna be an enjoyable ride for him towards the end there, but really should have come in a lap or two sooner to prevent that puncture, but obviously you wouldn't know about that unless you got it, obviously. So bit of a shame for Ryan there, but I'm sure he'll come back next week and try to make it a bit better. Let's see as it filters out now. Oh, it does seem that, I'm a bit confused here about the times, but it does seem that Mawson actually came out in front still of Taylor in one sync, so it hasn't lost too much. It's only lost a little bit of time to Lawrence, I think, but yeah, I'm interested to see if he might be able to get him in for like an interview after the race. And oh, I see. He takes a little bit too much curb there, a bit optimistic for Mawson there, and that will definitely, something like that will definitely puncture your tire, I can tell you that. So it's gonna allow Lee Taylor there to close up a little bit further. "17 minutes ago here at Zolder." Looking at something that could happen here is, after all of that, Bense is slowly making his way up into 3rd position, now about 14 seconds behind John Ford, and quite consistently running 2 seconds a lap faster than John Ford, so we could actually see Bense still catching up here after that long recovery race after multiple mistakes. We still might see him clawing his way up to 3rd position here. But that'll be very interesting to see towards the end here. Sabo's gonna take the inside on the first chicane here. But yeah, it's Sabo today. Just a story of what could have been more than what is happening right now. But again, still getting used to the sim, so we'll let him off for now. Also take a moment here with the leader of the GT4 class. Obviously hasn't had to contend with anything today, just a very big lead for him here. I think he's nearly... Oof, how far would he be ahead? Maybe nearly about 40 seconds or so faster, or ahead, I think, here. Let me take a look as Mawson is going to come across the line here pretty soon. And I'll be able to tell you exactly how far he is ahead. Yeah, so about 30 seconds ahead for Marcus Lawrence, so, I mean, just a really comfortable race for him, and is going to extend his championship lead here in the GT4 class by quite a bit. Very good there in the Hot Wheels inspired livery for Marcus. So again here, Martin de Knecht looking pretty set here for his top 5 finish. If I am not mistaken, that's going to be his best result so far this season. Not looking too bad, not looking too bad. Actually, let's actually follow our guy Benny here around the track for a little bit as he's struggling at the back of this field here. Again, the Maserati. Cool car, very cool car, but competitive, I would argue otherwise. Again, credit for Benny here to take it out for the spin. And, I mean, if anything, the sound kind of makes up for lack of performance, so... Again, we're going to take a look here at Sabo Bense, who's now really closing up to John Ford here. John only being about 6 to 7 seconds in front of him now, and yeah, Bense just hunting him down. Has consistently ran laps that are about 2 seconds slower than Ford, so still has about 10 minutes to catch up to Ford here. Yeah, Bense putting a good effort in here, 5 seconds behind Ford with 8 minutes and 90 to go. Either Ford is not the that first Mercedes there, not the Borderlands one, fancy livery one. It's the blue one in front of that. So Bense will still have to navigate his way past. I believe that is Friedrich, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is so. So he'll have to manage his way past that as well, but it shouldn't be a problem because Friedrich should move out of the way there, and that might see Bense close up right to the back of Ford, and 8 minutes to go. He still has a chance here a really good chance actually to take a podium. Oh, we do see Benzie here now. Right onto the back of John Ford, and won't be long until he makes this move, I think. Ford does seem to be trying to hold on, but Benzie just has so much more pace at this point. More than 2 seconds a lap here as Benzie gets a really good run there. It's now on the inside for turn 1. Ford will probably try to defend here, but yeah, just big difference in the pace level between these guys. Benzie actually does make a little bit of a mistake, which allows John Ford to keep it around the outside here. Very nice move by John Ford. Wow, I didn't expect that. Now come up to the first chicane here. Benzie just putting his nose, showing his nose there. He skips across. Oh, that was a little bit of a mistake there for John Ford as he got some oversteer there coming out of the corner and just overcorrecting a little bit, but managed to keep it on the track here. But again, that will allow Sabo Benzie here. So good recovery drive here from Sabo, claiming that podium. Shame to see that he couldn't hold on to his pole position there, but I'm sure we'll see him do better next week and the week after. And let's hope that he can, one of these weeks, he can get that pole position on qualifying and then round it off by winning the race itself as well, which I'm sure he's capable of. That being said, there's about 3.5 minutes left, so it's gonna be Yang Gang being where he is. That is gonna be, I think, 3 more laps. They're running 1 minute 30s. Yes, it should be 3 more laps here. And yeah, I think most of our battles have kind of just petered out. Obviously, only about 20 cars still on the track. Not much going on at this point, as you want to say that the race is mostly settled already after this one, or after such a long period of time. Shouldn't see any massive changes anymore. So for this these last 2 or so minutes, I'm just gonna keep it on our race winner here, or soon to be race winner, if nothing terrible happens to him. If Zeus doesn't strike him down from above, then I think he'll be fine. But yeah, let's just give him a lap here, as he's gonna start the last lap here, coming across the start finish. And yeah, again, just a dominant performance there. Sabo Bense in third could have made it interesting here with Yan Gang, because they sure would be a good test for each other. But in the end, Yan Gang just a bit more consistent and dominant performance throughout the race here. So very comfortable win for him. Going past Lee Taylor there in the GT4 field. Coming up to the first chicane here. I'm sure he'll ease off here a little bit. He doesn't have to push anymore at all. He knows it's in the bag, so he doesn't have to push at all this last lap anymore. He's secured his win, so he can take it nice and easy. Last time through the chicane here for Yan Gang. Friedrich in front of him there. Friedrich should really let him pass here on the start-finish straight, hopefully, because else he'll have to turn another lap, which that wouldn't be beneficial for anyone. There we go. As Friedrich does let him by. Very deserved win there for Yan Gang. And quick look here at the leader in GT4, Marcus Lawrence, as he's also on his last lap then. And up to that first chicane. Also, very dominating win for Marcus Lawrence here, as he hasn't really had anyone challenge for the lead today. We did think Ryan Mawson was going to challenge at one point there, but in the end, Mawson there with a puncture hasn't been able to challenge Echo there through the race. Getting into the last chicane now, Marcus Lawrence, as he's gonna take the trophy today in the GT4 class. So very well done by Marcus Lawrence. I'll see there, I think Daniel Jelinek there, running out of fuel, and I think that's Uckert there helping him across the line. So nice sportsmanship there. I was gonna say very nice sportsmanship as as Uckert actually puts his car in front of Daniel there, but then again he wouldn't have made it there. But yeah, Yan Gang first, Arnsman second, and third comes Bente in the GT3s, and then first for Lawrence in the GT4s, then Mawson, and then Taylor. Let's see if we can actually get our race winners in here. See if we can maybe get Yan Gang in here. Oh, sorry. Hello, Jan.
Hello.
So, looked like a bit there in the early parts of the race that Sabo was going to give you a good run for your money there, but then in the end, pretty comfortable win for you.
Yeah. Again, I think Sabo had the pace over me, but that win was probably just on consistency. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think I didn't quite spot it here on the cameras, but do you have a good idea of what happened to Sabo during the race?
I just saw that like lap 4 or 5, I guess, he lost it into the first chicane, but didn't touch the wall, and after that he was like 4 to 5 seconds behind. He caught up back in traffic, and all of a sudden he was gone. So I didn't really see what happened to him.
Yeah, I think he made a couple of mistakes during the race. So yeah, definitely wanted on consistency over pace today. But again, good performance by you, and congratulations.
Thank you, mate.
Now have Marcus Lawrence come into the box as well. Hello, Marcus. Are you here?
Hello.
Okay. So congratulations on the win today. It seemed
Thank you.
pretty uncontested, if I might say so myself.
Yeah, the start of the race, I was doing a half and half strategy. And the pace of the Porsche, because he was all over me to start with, I assumed he was doing the same thing. So I was surprised to see he went really, really late into the race. And I thought it was going to be a lot closer than I thought. I think as he was coming out, something must have happened to him. I'm not sure what.
I actually
Because
the
it was
lap
pretty
he,
close.
yeah, the lap he came into the box, he got a puncture on the right rear
Oh,
tire. So
wow.
yeah, that was pretty surprising to see. But I saw him kind of drift into the pit lane, like into that little chicane there is before the pit lane, and
Yeah.
I suddenly saw his right rear was like completely collapsed almost. It seemed like so.
Yeah, his pace on, like, if he was on full fuel, then it would have been close for sure because I had half the fuel, and I don't think I would have been able to do that with the Camaro because it's quite heavy on tires anyway and being
Yeah.
like heavy and stuff. So yeah, I just did half and half and just tried to push as much as possible, and it pulled off.
Yeah, so I think the GT4s, they have to take tires, right? Unlike the GT3s, that kind of have the option.
Yeah, it really depends on the car. Like the KTM and the Alpine, they can go really long on their tires because they're so light and they don't use the tires
Yeah.
hardly at all. But the bigger ones, yeah, I think you do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, again, congratulations today, and we'll
Thank
see you
you.
next week.
Thank you. See you next week.
Let's see if we can get one more person in here. I would like to see Hemi Husky. Hello, Ryan.
Good evening.
So, seemed that the first part of the race was pretty good for you. Was it right that I saw that you had a puncture there just before your pit stop?
Yeah, so my plan was I'm not good at Zolder, and I thought I'll try and out endurance the Camaro, figuring it probably will burn more fuel.
Mm-hmm.
And managed to slowly over the course of many chicanes get the tire pressure all the way down, and we were coming onto the back straight. There's a couple of GT3s. I thought I'll try and give them a little bit more space. Forgot how wide a GT4 is, went onto the grass and got a puncture. Luckily, that is the best place to get a puncture because the pit entrance is directly in front of me. So I was like, this is not ideal, but yeah, I was planning a splash and dash, but it didn't quite work out like that. But the Camaro had caught up to me a hell of a lot with his pit stop, so I think Lawrence would have got me even if I hadn't have had the puncture. It was just unfortunate, but I did keep P2, so it can't be all bad.
Yeah, it was. Did look like you had really good pace early on, especially that.
Yeah, well, my plan was never to actually sort of overtake Lawrence. I was just pacing him. I figured I'll run away from the pack, and then we'll come up with an strategy of some kind. As I said, Zolder is not one of my. It's not one of my favorite tracks, but I can't really grumble at the result. It was a good race. Nothing really, no incidents or anything. Basically, apart from the puncture, and that was the most exciting bit that happened.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
most of it, I was just driving around in no man's land, thinking, "Where is everybody?"
Yeah, I think for most of the race that was similar. That was everyone's experience pretty much on the track, I think, except for a couple of people. But nevertheless, congratulations, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thank you. Yeah, should do.
All right. With that being said, that was round 5 at Zolder here for the PCDC ACC Multi-Class League. I have been sent a stuffed mail, and it's been a good one this week. Don't forget, if you do want to join, check out our website at pcdc.simstrata.com. Also, give a look to our youtube.com/pcdcmotorsport and our Twitter at twitter.com/pcdcmotorsports. And then hopefully we'll see you again next week. Goodbye.